What's up? Alex O Crypto here. Shout out to you guys. We're talking about volume today. Turn up the volume. I don't know. Let's go. Let's look at how I use volume every single day on the charts to figure out entries, to watch price action, and order to tell me which way price is gonna go. We can see that we have added volume, simple volume to our charts. Okay, now why is it all orange? Okay, it's all orange because if it's red and green, it gives my mind a little bit of a tease saying it's bullish or bearish. Okay, green or red does not work for me. Volume is volume is volume. It's just a number of volume. Okay, so I keep it the same color in order to not change my mindset around what is happening with the volume. If it's red and green, I tend to think that, it's being bullish or bearish when meanwhile it's just volume. Now we can see we have multiple spikes of volume. We'll get rid of the chart and we can see we get spikes, and sometimes these spikes tend to be news, okay? Or collapses of Sang-Bankman Frieds and things like that. So if we zoom out here on our Bitcoin chart, because that's what we mostly trade, we can see that, look at this massive Sang-Bankman Fried volume. Okay, we don't typically see this. We do see big ones from FOMC meetings. We do see it from interest rate hikes. We do see it from time to time, okay? That's not what we're trying to identify here. What we're trying to identify is how we can use it to enter and exit trades. And when volume is so powerful, we can use it to our advantage in order to build confluence in our trades. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, we can see that we've had heavy spikes here and heavy spikes here, right? This one right here, this was news. We will mark it out as news. We know that this one's news, so we'll ignore this one, right? But we want to look at where the spikes has happened. We get volume pushing price down, so maybe there's a continuation, price coming down, okay? So there's many ways that we can use this. Now, I like to use it on the shorter term time frames, right? We can see when we get into these shorter term time frames, we can even see where the weekends are, right? Look at this. Very low volume, right? Weekends tend to cool down, right? We can see that very simply, right? We can see weekdays. Oh, look, it's Friday, putting in some volume, okay? Thursday, Wednesday, you can see what I mean. Volume coming into the market, okay? So let's keep note of what happens. So when I'm trading this, I zoom in here, and it looks pretty flat, right? But when I get into such time frames as the 30 minutes, it can give me more of an idea of the trend and which way it's going. So we can see here, let's go through this time. We can see a spike here, volume coming down. Gets stopped out, bullish engulfing candle, volume cools off, and we continue back up. So this was a try to the downside. Rejected, volume cooled off, and then we work our way slowly back up to the top. Volume told me that. Now, where else do we see it? We see this area here. Very much push to the upside. Push to the upside, push to the upside. Well, guess what? It cools down after. Very clear indication of volume cooling down. Now, this has been a recent time zone that we've traded. So let's zoom way out and let's go somewhere where we're not familiar with at all, and let's just fly over there and let's analyze the volume and price action. I don't even know where we are. We're somewhere in February, okay? This looks to me like it's very, very flat, so let's go over here. Lots of volume spikes here, and guess what? This is the end of February coming into March. So what can we see here? What does volume tell us? Now, when looking at this, I'm looking for volume to come in and to come out, right? So we see volume coming in and volume coming out all the way through this chart, right? And as we watch these things, we can see what price is trying to do. Okay, so let's look at these spikes. Let's mark these out on our charts and look what the reactions are throughout these spikes, okay? What happens at these spikes when we look at the price? So we look at the price now and analyze, okay? So we can see that there's a continuation here after a spike. It kind of works its way back up and it continues sideways here. Well, what happens when there's a spike here? This is a heavy push to the downside, right? Look at this. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee, right? And then it cools off, right? What does it take to move back up? Well, it takes a volume spike right here. We can see that. A volume spike to the upside, trend reverses, and we head upwards, okay? Very clear indication of how volume works. Now we see the spike here, continuation, volume here. Yep, okay, we're continuing upwards. Boom. Okay, have we cooled off? Well, yes, because look, this is the key right here. You can see the wicks to the upside, okay? And we can also see volume is trying. The bulls are pushing up. Volume, 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 but they're being held down immensely by the bears. Therefore, not being able to push up, and it continues sideways here. Okay? Very, very clear indication of how volume works, especially when you get wicks to the upside that are exhausting or wicks to the downside that are exhausting as well. So, as you can see, as we work through the charts, there's multiple ways that we can find that volume spikes, people coming in with trades and people coming out with trades, and continuations of trends, right? Boom, big volume spike here, continuation of downtrend, right? So as you can see, volume is a very helpful tool in towards seeing the future and which way people are pushing the price. Overall, I hope you guys enjoyed how I use volume every single day to help me build confluence throughout my trading. And don't forget to join us in the free Discord, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.